I do want to talk to you folks about the stock market, about the euro, about all sorts of things right now. We are on the precipice of another steep decline. All right, let me see if I can pull up my pull up one of my stock charts here. All right, we've been holding this. We've been trying to hold this 800 level now for quite some time, pretty much since the beginning of December. We've been above this 800 line for the most part, trying to hold it, and it's really starting to give way. If you look at the Dow, it's been the same kind of thing with the Dow and 8,000, but we're kind of we failed to rally up above it and close above it today, and closed at about 7,900 in the futures, about 7,956 in the live market. So, I mean, really, all the markets are doing this. Gold, the S&P 500, the S&P 100, the CRB, which is the kind of commodities index. Heck, currencies are doing it, like the euro yen and the euro and stuff like that. They're kind of on the edge of their seat, and realistically, they're ready to fall. If you look at it from a Elliott wave standpoint, realistically, this was primary wave. I'm sorry, this was a cycle. Anyways, this was a major wave down. All right, this was a three wave, and we're starting to get the wave 5 down. This was 3, this was 4, and then this is starting 5. Where if you go into the subwaves, this is 1, this is 1, this is 2. Go into even more detail in a subwave. This is 1, this is 2, and so we're about to start a 3 of 3 downwards, which is part of the last 5 wave of this major decline. Personally, I think that we're headed down into the 600s at some point over the next couple of months, and I think that this will be a major push down that should not only break 800, but also test the 740 lows, and head much lower from there. We're at least going to see 700. I think we're going to see something into the 600s before this 5th wave is over, and that may be the totality of the decline we get for the year. It may go lower. Chances are at that point it'll probably stage a more major rally as that 5 waves down corrects with a similar magnitude A, B, C correction back up. Probably up to usually those types of corrections come up to the area of the previous 4th wave, and in this case the 4th wave is here from 740 to 950 or so. So chances are we will be back up here, but first we're going to sell off into the 600s, and we may not be back up to this point until maybe towards the end of the year. Really, that's kind of my forecast for stocks. What does this mean for currencies? Like I said yesterday on the euro yen and the euro dollar, really I was looking for some type of rally to short it, and we didn't even make it up to our trend line resistance, 78% resistance up here at 118. We only made it to about 117. The reason why was some major East Asian sellers started selling off on the Aussie yen, and it just created a snowball across a lot of pairs. Luckily I happened to be around at the time. It was pretty soon after the video, and I saw it, took advantage of it, got in, made some pips on it. But realistically, guys, as the stock market breaks down, all right, we're going to see commodities under pressure, we're going to see currencies under pressure, and that's probably going to translate into dollar strength and yen strength. All right, when the dollar is strong and the yen is strong, your best bets are to be short on yen crosses, like the Aussie yen, the euro yen, and the pound yen. Okay? Those are some of your best bets. The New Zealand yen, too, if you trade that, is a good bet because New Zealand has a lot of, is potentially going to be downgraded on their sovereign debt. So, that type of news would be especially damaging to New Zealand, even though it's kind of getting priced in right now. So realistically, guys, we're gonna see some downside. You look at this from a daily chart perspective. We're still fiddling around around this kind of 113 area. Again, like I said, so many of these of the markets are just holding below important or holding above important levels, and are very likely to start breaking down very soon. Not all of them at the same time, but probably one at a time. There they go. And I'm telling you, we're going down into the low 100s on the euro yen, pretty sure. And if we get a big euro dollar decline down to 1.1, down to 1.0, like I've been forecasting, I think it'll take a while to get there. But if it happens pretty quick, then that may even send the euro yen as low as 90 or 85. Because I mean, right now dollar yen's at 89. If dollar yen drops to say 85 or 80, and the euro dollar drops close to 1, that puts the euro yen mathematically at 85. Holy cow! We're due for it. All right, now looking at the euro dollar. Unfortunately, the way it's been coming down is telling me that we're not necessarily going to head straight for a break of the lows. Chances are, I mean, we've had a nice steady decline here for the most part. We're in the latter stages of that. We probably find a bottom somewhere between 1.23 and 1.26. We find a bit of a bottom, and then we start a little more of a rally leg. Like, if you count this as 1, 2, 3, and then 4, we're working on 5 right now. So, this 5's gonna probably bottom out around here, and then try and make a more material rally before the actual sell-off. Now, this 5 could extend lower. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't expect everything to just fall automatically, into the sunset and never test a stop loss. Okay. So, because of this, I'm not adding to any of my shorts. All right. I'm trying to find a place to take a little more profits down here. That way, if we get like a month-long rally on the euro or a several-week rally, I'm able to get in short at an opportune price. All right. Usually, should ultimately a rally, if we do bottom here somewhere around 124 or ahead of it, that'll probably bring prices up to around the 130 to 133 level. All right, guys, lots of ambitious predictions and what if kind of stuff. Realistically, the thing I feel most sure about is the stock market's going to sell off. I'm not positive exactly how that's going to translate into every individual currency, but I know that, if a little fairy told me for sure the stock market's gonna crash today, I'd be getting short on the euro yen. I'd be getting short on the Aussie yen. Okay, so those are the types of things you want to look for. All right, and we'll see how that all comes together. Also, one last thing, I am very bearish on gold and silver, and you might think, why the hell is this guy bearish on gold and silver? When everything's going to hell, people should be investing in gold. All right, but the problem is, gold is at a peak, not only of resistance and price, but a peak of optimism. All right, the gold bull bear index is up to 94%. 94% of people are bullish on gold. Usually, peaks of optimism correspond to big peaks in the market. Back here in October, when we peaked out at around the same prices, the sentiment index got to 97%. All right, so chances are, if these levels hold, I'm thinking if 933 holds, then we're going to turn materially much lower. I think even lower than the previous lows here, and I think we're headed down into the 600 to 650 range. Down there, that's probably a really good place to get long on gold, but just putting that out there. And when gold sells off, silver sells off even more. So another thing to try and look to take advantage of. Anyways, guys, this video's run a little long. I'll talk to you folks later, Have a great day trading.